Hello YouTube, I'm Vince White. I'm an employment attorney, and on this channel we answer publicly posted questions from YouTube users, getting folks the answers they need from an employment attorney. Also today, it's a crisp fall day. We're enjoying some hot apple cider with cinnamon. And let me tell you, it is delicious. Now, we have a question here from the Atlanta Georgian 3114, who asked us, "Hello Vince, can I sue my employer for anxiety and depression that was aggravated by pressure at work and harassment? This is a personal injury lawsuit. I was terminated before I even made it to HR." Okay, so this is not really an employment law question, but we're going to answer it anyways because it comes up a lot and I deal with it a lot. Now, let's get one thing clear. If you had workplace discrimination, workplace sexual harassment, workplace retaliation, the anxiety and depression resulting from that can be characterized as emotional damages and could potentially be pursued as emotional damages, as the emotional damages component of a larger total valuation of your case. But here, your question mentions no workplace discrimination, no workplace sexual harassment, no retaliation, not even a wage claim. You've been clear, you view this as a personal injury claim. Now, can't be a personal injury claim in most jurisdictions that, whoa, got a fly in here, that I'm aware of because you're at work. And when you're at work and when you are injured at work, generally that's workers' comp, not personal injury. And so you got to talk to a workers' comp attorney. Now, it could be personal injury if it's particularly egregious, there's negligence. So, check with local counsel, check with a local attorney wherever you are. I could be wrong. Just generally speaking, if you're hurt in the workplace, if you receive a mental or physical injury in the workplace, that is generally, first and foremost, going to be the realm of workers' compensation and workers' compensation attorneys and the workers' compensation courts in most jurisdictions and in most circumstances. And certainly you can, it is my understanding, make a claim for a mental health injury that occurs in the workplace. So if you're saying, hey, the pressure at work and the harassment, general harassment, you don't specify sexual harassment. Sexual harassment would, of course, be different, as we specified. The general harassment and the pressure you receive at work injured you. That is a potential claim. Now, I'm not a workers' compensation attorney, and I'm not an attorney in the jurisdiction that you're in, probably. I don't even know where you are when you watch this video, because this is a one-way interaction. I don't know anything about you. So wherever you are when you watch this video, you must remember, I don't know where you are. I can't speak to your jurisdiction. Even if I could give you the answer for your jurisdiction, I probably am not allowed because I might not be licensed at jurisdiction. And even taking that a bit further, I am not a workers' compensation attorney. So let me stress, you should speak with a workers' compensation attorney in the jurisdiction within which you work. But I digress. Most workers' compensation attorneys have assured me that bringing mental health injury claims in workers' compensation court can be very difficult. Not impossible, but very difficult. Now, don't let that discourage you. It's still worth speaking with a workers' compensation attorney in the jurisdiction within which you are working. But it's worth noting that you're probably not dealing with a personal injury lawsuit, because that would go to a personal injury attorney, which is a different field for different kinds of injuries that don't happen in the workplace, or injuries that happen in certain special circumstances in the workplace with like particularly egregious negligence or something like that. So, again, talk to the workers' compensation attorney. She or he can advise you if it would properly be brought as a personal injury claim. But this comes up all the time, and this is one of those special circumstances where you can give this answer to a potential client. They'll call me up and they'll be like, hey, I want to bring a claim for depression and anxiety caused for me at the workplace because of the pressure at work. And I'll give this whole built-out answer about workers' comp and how they got to talk to a workers' comp attorney and so on and so forth. And that potential client will say, why you lying, dog? You're lying to me. And this happens like a lot. Like this is like a common thing. And it blows my mind. This fly also blows my mind. Because why would I lie? Like, if it's a good case, and if I can bring that case for you, I would want to. Right? I have a profit motive. I would, for my own greed, even if you think I'm a villain, I would want to bring that claim because in bringing that claim, I would keep a percentage. And so when I win you oodles of money for your pressure and anxiety, your anxiety and depression caused by pressure in the workplace, I would keep a percentage of that and I would profit and be happy and fat and wealthy, right? But I guess folks don't think of it that way because they'll be like, you're lying. You're lying to me right now. I hate you. And they will go and give me a bad review on the internet. And they will say wild things, crazy things. And I don't like using the word crazy. Listen, crazy gets bandied about. Let me just be clear. When I say crazy, I'm not referring to a mental health disability. I'm referring to like somebody who lost their damn mind for like 40 minutes and like just wrote some dumbass shit on the internet about me. Although I'm not allowed, apparently, according to the Bar Association of New York, to mock those people, which I just came dangerously close to doing. So I, guess I'm sorry. That's actually true. If somebody writes something false about you and you counter it on the internet and embarrass them as an attorney, the Bar Association of New York will actually take you to task for embarrassing that person, even if you didn't breach their confidentiality and embarrassing them. You only use publicly available information. So keep in mind, as I go wildly off topic, that attorneys in New York are not allowed to defend themselves, even with publicly available information, when someone lies about them. That's a really smart ethical guideline. Really well done. But not my business. But back to this particular issue. And Atlanta Georgian 3114, I'm not saying you would do this. You seem like both a wonderful human being and a scholar. But I'm answering this question, which is outside my expertise, because so many people, like more than one person a month, will call me up and be like, my job is very stressful. I want to bring a personal injury claim. And I'll go through this whole dog and pony show trying to help them, being like, yeah, well, you got to call a workers' comp attorney. This is, here's one that I can suggest, although I'm not allowed to suggest attorneys anymore. And their response is not, thanks, I'll call that attorney. Or, thanks for the info, I'll find an attorney. Their response is, in fact, you lying. And that's weird. That doesn't make a lot of sense. From my perspective, maybe sitting here, there's something I'm missing. Wouldn't be the first time, right? But I will say it's a weird response because again, if that was a good claim, I'd want to bring it for you if that's the kind of claim that I brought. Turns out it's not my expertise, so I'm saying, hey, I don't know if it's a good claim or not. You should talk to this kind of attorney. They can help you with that. And the response to that is, liar. Humans are interesting creatures. I don't know what it is about this interaction or how I engage in this interaction that over and over and over again leads people to say, liar. But there's something I'm doing and how I explain it that causes them to not believe me. And that's weird because I persuade human beings for a living. It's literally my job. And I don't get paid unless I'm good at it, right? Like I generally only really profit out of a case if I win, if our firm prevails, right? We have to help the client to make money. And in so doing, to help the client, we must persuade someone, a judge, a jury, an arbitrator, right? So I think I'm fairly good at persuading human beings to do things that I want them to do. But I appear in this particular circumstance to be failing to persuade, to convince folks, hey, I can't help you, but someone else could, and you might have a great claim. I don't know. That message is something I'm not able to properly convey. And if you can tell me how I'm failing, I would be grateful. Because I'd like to do better. I'd like to be called liar less often, or at least like when it's deserved, right? Like, I mean, if I take a dog to the vet and I tell him we're going to the park, but I don't take him to the park, take him to the vet, and he gives me those sad eyes like, you're a liar. I deserve that. That dog is right. I lied. There's no park. I might go to the park later, but we're at the vet now. I lied. And so I deserve the sad puppy dog eyes that insinuate, you're a liar, Vin. Yes. Puppy, I have lied to you. I'm guilty. You needed this vet visit. It had to happen. But here I'm innocent. Here I'm just saying, talk to this other attorney. She's really good. She might be able to help you. Different kind of attorney. Different field of law. And that is true. But people don't believe me. Anyways, I'm ranting. Atlanta Georgian 3114. I hope this helps in some way. Good luck to you. I'm sorry about the pressure. I'm sorry about the anxiety and the depression. I hope it's treatable. I hope it's something you can deal with and move on from. I hope it's a blip in your life and things have improved since you asked this question. If this question or if this answer was helpful, like, subscribe, comment down below. Share our channel so it can grow. Quick note for everyone. We have had a rash of settlements recently at the firm. Excuse me. A lot of cases have resolved all of a sudden. So we're taking 10 to 20 new cases right now, which normally is a lot more open bandwidth than our firm experiences, which is great. I love having open room for cases. I love knowing that we helped a bunch of people and they got the settlements they wanted and they accepted their settlement and they're happy. That's great. I love that. That's all good. I'm not decrying that. I'm not like, oh, woe is me. We have bandwidth. I'm saying, hey, kind of a cool thing happened. We had a rash of settlements. We helped a bunch of people, made some money, and now we got room for some more cases at a time of year when we don't normally have room for a lot of new cases. So that's cool. If you got a case and you've already checked with local counsel and you think for some reason you need to not work with local counsel, or you don't like your local counsel options, or your local counsel options are bizarrely expensive or something else, like, listen, give us a call. I don't know if we can take I don't know if you're going to want to be happy with our fee structure. I don't know if you're going to want to work with us. We can have a conversation about it, and that conversation's free. So give us a call. Talk to our intake folks. See if they can help. Anyways, everybody, good luck to you. Take care.